12 years. And I would tell you, meatballs are not easy to make. Not everybody does them correctly. Some meatballs are way too tough. People don't know how to make them. They're under-seasoned. They're cooked the wrong way. All I can tell you is these are the best meatballs that I've ever made. I think they're even better than my own, which is saying something because I took a long time to get my recipe right. But leave it to Scudo and Sons to come up with the perfect recipe. What you're gonna get, are you gonna get 5 1-pound bags, okay? It's perfect. Okay, each bag has anywhere, it's like 5 or 6 meatballs, but they are absolutely perfect to be able to take out and portion when you're eating. They do come in their own sauce. I add a little of my own sauce to it when I'm cooking them, right? Because I like a little extra sauce, but they do already come in a sauce. These sold out, I've sold out every time. We brought them back, they're mostly 5-star reviews. Auto ship is available, you can customize that, but it starts out at 60 days. And auto ship, by the way, is free shipping for your first shipment, okay? So for every shipment after you order. Thank you, Jared, thanks for clearing that up. Here's everything you're gonna get, okay? As I said, about 5 meatballs in each bag. Take them out. The last time I did them, TJ, I actually just put them in boiling water in the bag. And that's how I heated them up. But tell me about your recipe, tell me about the meatballs, and I'll warn everybody ahead of time, order now, because they're gonna sell out. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, and Guy, thank you so much for your kind words on the recipe. My dad's recipe from when I grew up, and this is over 100 years old, passed down from generation to generation, and really just wanted to do the convenience, part again. And there you can see my dad there in that quick photo there. But this is a beef, veal, and pork meatball, and what we use is we use real egg whites to bind it, Pecorino Romano cheese, and one of the keys to making a great meatball is the sauce, right, Guy? You just talked about it yourself. You tried to perfect your sauce so far with your recipe. And what we love about our sauce is the whole tomatoes that we import from Italy, that garlic and onion that we have binded in that sauce. And really, it's about the ease and the convenience. And I'm so glad you mentioned how you prepared them last time, because this is how they're gonna come in this bag, right? So this is 5 2-ounce meatballs that you can see great. That's a great shot of it right there. You can see how large those 2-ounce meatball. Oh. Yeah, and then you're gonna get 6 ounces of sauce in each of those bags. That looks delicious. That's my favorite way to do it, guys, on a torpedo roll like that.
Right, they call them everything. Here in Florida, they call them subs. I'm from Connecticut, where they used to call them meatball grinders. That's what we call them in Connecticut. But if you guys, Trevor, if you can get a close shot of this meatball, this is what this will. You'll buy them when you see this, okay? Because as I said before, most meatballs you get, they're very, very tough, okay? I want you to see, I'm just doing this so I can cut it cleanly, but this meatball, literally, look at how beautiful that is on the inside. Look at that, okay? And then look at all the spices, and they're juicy. They're soft, they're not, like little tennis balls, which a lot of people overcook their meatballs. I'll get this one, I'll do this one over here. They are perfectly cooked. You can add yourself a little bit of cheese right on top and then go right in. I'll cut this one in long ways for you. But I will tell you, look at, watch. Look at the inside of that. See how soft and pillowy these are? They're gonna melt, absolutely melt in your mouth. So if you get them, I gotta try one, because although, can I be honest? I had one last night. I had 2 meatballs left over in my fridge, and I made a sauce, and I'm like, oh, I got 2 meatballs left over, and I put them in, and I had those. That is so good. I mean, literally, absolutely unbelievable. Wow, I'm just looking at myself. I was in the sun. Yeah. I went for a walk today, like when I normally, like in the middle of the day. Apparently, I got sunburned, so excuse that, a little bit. Anyway, or I'm just so excited. But you got to get these home. So, Jared, how are we doing on meatballs? Because I know these sell out every time. Auto ship. 70 left, auto ship. 230 left for single ship. Hey, let me just tell you, when it comes to convenience, ease of preparation, who doesn't like a meatball? Meatball, your kids love meatballs. But my mother's 90 years old. Everybody loves meatballs, but nobody likes to really make them. And there's a lot of different ways. I've seen chefs that make them, mass produce them, stick them in the oven, okay? I personally like to saute mine in olive oil on top of the stove, and then I put them in the pot and let them finish cooking in the pot. All I know is, TJ, whatever you're doing it right, because these are They're unbelievable. The taste is just, and they're not overdone. Do you ever have a meatball and you're like, you can taste the spice too much? Like either they put too much oregano, which is a big mistake a lot. They're too garlicky, right? They're like, whoa, that's really good. These are the perfect blend of all those spices, buddy. They really are.
You know, and Guy, I'm so glad you mentioned the blend, and it really starts with that premium ingredient, the beef, the veal, and the pork, the texture, the tenderness, the taste of this meatball. And it really started when I was younger. My dad, we used to spend all afternoon in the grocery store, and you can really see, when you look inside these meatballs, you can see the premium ingredients, you can see that parsley, you can see a little bit of that garlic in there, and it would take us hours and hours to perfect this meatball. And I used to be the hand roller at home. My dad used to have me hand rolling all the meatballs. Now my girls are the ones that are hand rolling them. And I just love that we were able to make this so convenient for everybody at home. The fact that you can just pull them out of the freezer as you need them. Guy, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to overcook them. And I have a little skill here. I want you to just, like you said, you cook them right in the bag. And I think that's one of the better ways to go about doing it. I just want you to heat them because it is a fully cooked meatball. It's literally just a heat and serve. I don't want you to overcook them at home. So I like how you made them in the bag. That's how I like to do them at home. But even just a little bit of a, heat up the pan, just like we did here, throw them in the skillet just to get it heated. And that's how you're gonna serve them. And over a bed of pasta, on a roll like you said, or we can serve them as little sliders on those little mini rolls that we have at home that all the kids like to eat off of. And there's just so many different ways you could serve these great meatballs. And this is the recipe that my dad passed on, and I've passed on to my girls at home, and they're now rolling meatballs every weekend with me. They're in the kitchen, and they're just going at it. And I'm glad that we could just bring that to HSN and to all of you at home.
I'm dying to take a bite of this sandwich, right? Should I?
Absolutely.
Kelsey, should I take a bite? Yeah. She's like, yeah. First of all, I haven't had a meatball sub in a long time, but this is the perfect way to, I probably would have put about 4 pounds more of mozzarella cheese on it, but still, I'm going in. Jared, I'm going in. Oh my God. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, there was a restaurant in Connecticut, in Westport, Connecticut, called Fortuna's. And they would have it was just a big Italian deli, and they would have trays of meatballs and cutlets and all that stuff. And you would grab your bread, they would make it right in front of you. That's exactly what that tastes like. It tastes like I went to a really good Italian deli and just whipped up the greatest sandwich of all time. If you want to be able to do this at home, Jared will update us. We had about, 350 to start. I have 50 left in auto ship, and I got about 190 I have left in regular ship, which means you'll get it right away. This is a really good way to get started with Scudo & Sons, is to just get the meatballs. I got the meatballs and I got the chicken, because I was like, I don't want to have meat every single day. I want to have some, I want to have some poultry once in a while. And I'll tell you, they were both fantastic. I've yet to try anything that you guys, I'm ordering the lasagna roll-ups. I've never even seen those dang things for the price. So, well, you've taken all the hard work out and you kept all that tradition, TJ, which is part of your family. And I think, anybody that buys these is going to taste them and they're going to be like, it's Italian grandmother food. That's exactly what this is,
Yeah, and that's what we wanted. That's the biggest compliment that I could receive is somebody saying to me that it still tastes like that old world recipe that they grew up on with their grandmom or their grandpa at home. And this is what I remember from my childhood. I just remember being in the kitchen, and my dad used to always, my dad was a tailor by trade growing up, so he used to always be dressed up in dress pants and a nice dress shirt whenever he cooked. And my dad used to leave the kitchen a complete mess. And I always used to joke with my mom and say, Mom, if the kitchen was clean when Dad left it, then it probably wasn't a good meal. So he used to leave, his entire dress shirt was covered in sauce. Oh, yeah. That's the way I remember it.
That's right. He probably went out and played bocce after that, right? With that same dress shirt on, right? It's funny, one of the first jobs I ever had, I went to a restaurant somewhere, it was in New York, and it was called Il Vagabondo. It might still be there. This place was there forever. And you walked into there, and I swear you felt like you had just visited Italy. That is exactly what this is like, okay? So if you want to get them home, I have less than a minute. I got 30 seconds or so. About 150 remain in the 5-pound bags in regular ship. If you want auto ship, I got a few dozen left, which means they'll come every 60 days, or you can adjust the auto ship, and you can cancel that at any time. But auto ship is nice because you're gonna go through these, all right? You're gonna use them all throughout the spring and throughout the summer. You're gonna love them. Item number is 080165 from Scudo and Son. TJ, great job, buddy. Can't wait to see you again in person.
Yeah, you too, Guy. Thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to see you as well.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Hey, by the way, I want to grab my wine card here. So these are our spring pricks.